This video is about the difference between dark autumns and soft autumns. I already did a video on my most asked question about colors, which is dark autumn versus clear spring. Seasonal palettes are a guide on what colors are going to look good on you, but there is an infinite amount of colors. I'm not just talking about regular hues, but with people as well. That will mean that even if you share a season with someone, you might not look good in exactly the same colors. Sure, you're going to share the majority of them, but not necessarily all of them. By the way, if you want to hire me as your stylist, yesterday was the start of my Black Friday sale. There is a 10% discount on regular services and a 5% discount for those who wish to split their payments. If you want to do that, all you have to do is send me an email at info@cocostyling.com. You can get a custom color palette, body styling, or if you need help with your overall image, I also work in style development. Now that we have established that there is an infinite amount of colors, you might think that it is very limiting to try to sort all of those people in one of the 12 seasons, and you might have noticed that I only have 8 in my system. I made a video on why last week. If you feel like you are in between seasons, you should definitely watch that. Let's say that we have those 8 seasons. You might lean a bit towards one or the other one. For example, dark autumns and clear springs are cousin palettes, so a saturated dark autumn can share some similarities with a clear spring, and a clear spring with a darker value level can borrow some colors from the dark autumn palette. Dark autumn and soft autumn are part of the same seasonal family. Both of them are autumns, so of course they are also going to have a lot in common. All seasons have 3 color dimensions: temperature, value, and saturation. When we talked about contrast types, we had light and dark contrast, and muted and bright type of contrast. In order to figure out which one are you, you basically have to see which is your main type. In this case, is it softness, how muted you are, or is it value, how deep your features are? For this part, it is very important for you to understand color dimensions, so if you still need a bit more help understanding it, this is my playlist with all of my videos on color. The main color dimension of a soft autumn will be muteness, and a pure soft autumn will have a medium value level. So most of the colors won't be too light or too dark, it will just sit in the middle. Soft autumns have features that look like they blend with each other, and their eyes and hair can be darker, but they will still be on the muted or ashy side. The main color dimension of a dark autumn is value. A pure dark autumn will have a medium saturation level, so most of their colors won't be muted or bright, it will just sit in the middle. Dark autumns have very deep and piercing features. Their eyes and hair will be black or a very deep shade of brown. It's quite simple when we talk about pure types, but just like almost everything when it comes to styling, it is a spectrum. It's not always going to be a black and white sort of thing. All of us are different, and it's very noticeable if you have seen any of my videos about examples. In them, you're able to see that even when people share a season, some of the colors that they look their best in might change a little bit. That is because of where the features fit into the spectrum. Soft types look great in softer colors, but some of them might get drained by extremely muted colors. The same goes for dark autumns. They look great in deep colors, but some of them might need colors that are a bit less intense. We can try to see it like this. We have 3 color dimensions, but some of them will have more weight than others. Just to keep things simple, let's keep warmth at 10% and let's play with value and saturation. Without that 10%, it would mean that we're playing with the other 90%. For true types, they will be warm, but the main feature will be significantly more important than the remaining one. Since it's all a spectrum, those percentages can change from person to person. That is why it can be confusing to know which autumn type is best for you. Some people might sit in between, but usually it won't be a 50-50. It will be very hard for someone to look great in all of the autumn colors. That doesn't mean that they will look terrible in them, and that if you don't look bad in those colors, it will automatically mean that you're a 50-50 type. Since both of them are autumn palettes, those colors won't be terrible choices, but some of them will be more flattering than others. A chart like this would indicate that this person would be a soft autumn with a darker value level. Notice how, since it's about percentages, as their value level increases, their muteness level decreases. So a person like this would still be a soft autumn, but their colors will be slightly less muted and slightly darker than a true soft autumn. For the example of a darker soft autumn, at least from what we can see from the pictures, is Taylor Anise. I think that's the way you say her name, I'm not sure. She looks good in softer colors. Her features look muted, but not necessarily blended, since she does have darker hair and darker eyes. Very dark colors are a bit too much, but she can handle them better than a true soft autumn, like Tyra Banks. Another example of a darker soft autumn would be Adesua. She looks good in softer colors, and her features look muted. She also has an olive skin tone, which is something that will affect her palette. You can watch my videos on olive undertones for more about that, and her undertone is why I have 2 examples in here. Anyway, she has darker features and she can handle more colors since she's warmer, but there are some colors from the soft autumn palette that we would remove because of her olive undertone. This other chart would indicate that this person would be a dark autumn with a saturation level that is more muted. Notice how as their muteness level increases, their value level decreases. So a person like this would still be a dark autumn, but their colors will be a bit more muted and slightly less dark than a true dark autumn. For the example, we have Angela Bassett. Her eyes and hair are very deep, and she has a high contrast level. She looks good in shades that have some depth in them, but she is slightly more muted. Very bright colors can be way too much for her, and some colors that are on the softer side also look very good on her. Let's keep talking about percentages, because we have 3 color dimensions and the default of one of them is to sit in the middle. That feature can lean a bit towards either side. That is what causes confusion between the types, and that's what happens with the examples that I just gave. That default feature did not stay in the middle, it moved a little bit towards the muted side or the darker side. It can be hard to see which one are you since they are part of the same family, but this confusion happens with other types as well. It happens with sister types, family types, and cousin types. This is something that I already explained in the Dark Autumn and Clear Spring video, but here it is again for those who didn't watch it. If you're still unsure about Dark Autumn versus Soft Autumn, you can make this simple test. 1. What happens when you wear a color that is very close to your skin tone? Does it blending it together look good? Or does it look like you're missing something? What happens if you wear black head to toe? Is it way too much? If it is, then you should look into the softer colors of the Soft Autumn palette. Maybe you even look better in charcoal than black. Does light grey make you look sort of yellow? If it does and dark grey is better, then look into Dark Autumn. This was it for today, and remember that there is a Black Friday sale right now if you want to hire me as your personal stylist. You can also go to my blog micalumsden.com for more resources, and I'll be seeing you soon. Try to leave your Q&A questions in the comments below because I'm about to make that video.